Hi. Just realizing in our opening, there's a lot of grabbing of the boobies, me and Dennis. That shit's got to change. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday, June 5th. And what did I want to say? Dennis is unfortunately not with us tonight. He is going to be
Boo.
driving cross country, and that'll
He
be
is.
DJ's Classic Garage at some point in the near future. So you will see it there.
You'll see the whole thing.
I have a question for the audience and for the chatters and for anybody who's out there. So, what I want to do over the summer is I want to make a new opening for us. Like, we're going to keep the music, but I don't really want all like the Stern centric people that we've interviewed, most of them probably like a year or two ago and whatever. But I want to make something like a cartoon. Like, I have a visual in my brain
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
for what I want to do, like a Scooby-Doo thing. Yes.
I remember that Mexican guy that was viral for a second. Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Forgot about that till this
What
second.
happened to him?
I don't know. I'm sure it's easy.
It was like,
It's easy Google.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Scooby. So yeah, if there is anyone out there who knows anything about doing animation, I will pay you. But I really do need a new opening for the show. I just want to change things up for after the summertime. And something else I wanted to let you know is I was really thinking long and hard about it. I am 1000% going to be doing a recap show when Alec and Ilaria start their new show with their 7 ferals.
Look out.
And I kind of really want to do something that's a little bit different than what we do here, except it is in the same family, just in terms of Hilaria and who she is and what she is, except she was able to have children and the other one wasn't. So yeah. Coach, oh my God, what do you mean you could chip in? What do you mean you can chip in? Chip in meaning you know how to do some animation work or something? I don't know.
I don't think that. I think he was going to throw in his wooden nickel.
Oh, no. Don't worry about chipping in financially. Just if you can chip in artistically, that would be amazing. And I'll tell you what my concept is, and then we can kind of run with it.
Yes.
So, yeah. So today's show, let me just forewarn you. Oh, don't worry about the cartoon money. I just need people to do it.
No. Give money.
No. It's okay.
Can you link them to our Patreon?
It's okay. So today's show.
They're going to take my thumbs, man.
Let me just explain to you today. So today I had a class. So some of you may or may not know, or may not give a rat's ass, but I do Pilates now. It's like my new big thing, and I love it.
Pilates.
And so now that I'm back in Pennsylvania, I've been looking for a place to do it, and I finally found a place. And the only time she has classes are like 6:30, 7:30, or 8:30 in the morning. So there I was, up first thing in the morning. I listened to like half the show. I came back and I plugged myself in, and my Sirius absolutely shit the bed. So
Doctor.
Yeah, so I couldn't get to the rest of the show. I couldn't listen to Tiffany Haddish. So it was an issue. And so yeah, I don't have any Tiffany Haddish on here. We can talk about it and we can talk it through, but there is why don't you call sometime when you have no class? Why don't you call sometime when you have no class? I don't know what that means. The archives. I don't know what you mean by that. Anyway, I got half the show in, and then my phone shit the bed. And then when Sirius finally came up, I really didn't care. I just didn't care. So what is
Johnny?
Most like school on Saturday? What's the hashtag no class? What do you mean? It wasn't a day off. I had a class. I took a class and it was early. And by the time I got home, I couldn't get back into the Stern show. It was like 9:30, 9:45. I just couldn't get in.
I think Benjamin was trying to do a South Park reference. You're like school in summertime.
All right. Well, I didn't get it. I'm sorry.
I think. I mean, I could be.
Yes, half the show right in the trash. That's exactly right.
Glock.
Yeah, whack, quack, quack. so
Clock,
no,
not
I
Clock.
did never watch Fat Albert. I didn't like Fat Albert. I didn't like that
Oh,
show.
South Park did a rendition of Fat Abbott.
I didn't like that show at all. I didn't understand it. I never liked
No,
Buzz,
no. The
and
South Park had you didn't have to see one episode to
okay, well,
appreciate the.
you'll show it to me one day.
Okay, hope maybe later you can. Yeah, never mind.
All right, so let's get into this horrible show, and the fact that normally I have like 20 to 25 clips. I have 9 today. I have 9
Nine.
9.
Our clips are annoying.
But the thing about the show is how much he, and again, I didn't really go into it with too much detail, but my God, he is just so brutal towards his father and towards his family and towards the life that he
It's
grew up.
lazy radio, dude. That's all
And
it is.
I think that I think that a lot of it stems from yeah, he still has issues, but it goes back to like the Tiffany Haddish thing and how she had just such a horrible existence. You know, just I mean the shit that girl went through was just shocking. And it must have
Really?
eased Howard to hear somebody who actually did have like father issues and mother issues and oh, she was dating like an 80-year-old at some point and the people, I mean, just
It's horrible.
abuse and just craziness that went on in her life. And when Howard tries to compare himself to somebody like that who legitimately and got over it. See, that's the problem. Most of the time, he interviews these people who have had messed up lives, who have had major issues, or just total dysfunction. And every single one of them, almost bar none, will say, yeah, well, I grew up, I got therapy and I got over it. And that's it. I just learned to live with it. Like she said, I just learned to live with it. And, the fact that I didn't meet him till I was 27 or 28, whatever she said, I'm just getting to know him as a 28-year-old. And that was it. And he doesn't understand that because he needs this crutch. He needs
I mean, honestly, do you think at this point this it's all legit, or he's just literally it's just show filler? I've always thought the majority of it is just show filler.
I think both can be true. I think that he loves talking about this. He loves talking about how messed up it was that his father didn't move him in a quick enough time for him.
He's a 70-year-old man. Technically, anything that happens to him could be construed as elderly abuse at this point. He's talking about stuff that happened to him when he was a child.
I know. He moved out of wherever the hell he I don't even want to talk about it anymore, but he moved when he was like 14 or 15 years old. And for at least 9 or 10 of those years, he lived in what he would call a good neighborhood before it got to be a bad neighborhood. So I don't think any of the stuff that happened to him was something that needs to call attention to it. But nonetheless, he started out the show again talking about Italy. This is again another crutch that's going to be a part of his life, and it's who he is. It's who he is. So Chris Wilding got the Jackie chair today, and he was in for about 80% of the show before Tiffany Haddish came in. And so him and Robin sat there and just laughed at Howard's old jokes about moving to Rockville Center, about how his life was before he moved there, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I know all about the tendrils of saying there's no way Howard can be in legit therapy. I had 2 years of intense therapy for hardcore childhood trauma. I'm much better off, and Howie can't get over it. But he uses it. He thinks that that's his. I think that what it is.
Don't you think that the easiest thing to actually do is just bitch about shit?
Well,
that's kind of what he does.
He takes
these is just bitch. I mean, it's easy, thoughtless form of communication.
Takes his tortured man thing to a new crescendo, and he takes tortured it.
Man.
And I know, but hear me out. I think that what he's doing.
I know. I'm not.
He wants to be known as an artist, but he wants to be known as a tortured artist because he doesn't know how else to be artistic. So he thinks that if he has this crutch that he leans on, that's going to be this is why when he created that piece of art that was in Dan's papers, he said it was, reminded of his father. He's trying to get in touch with something that doesn't exist inside of him to be that tortured artistic soul. And so this is all he's got to go on. So therefore he's going to use it probably until he dies. And I don't know if I articulated that as succinctly as I just wanted to, but in my head it makes sense. That's all I got.
Okay.
Because a lot of people who are very, very brilliant and artistic and, work with that part of their brain also had, tremendous hardship and lives that weren't quite so rosy and
But
easy.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God. I totally would buy one of Howard's pieces and throw it out the window. I would absolutely do that. I wanted to buy one of his bulldogs that he spent all of 6 minutes on designing, which I think went for like $1,400. But that's like, when I just take money and throw it out the friggin' window. I'd sooner pay somebody to make me my cartoon opening that I really want.
It's hard to convey that you're a tortured person when your wife is flaunting $20,000 purses every other week on.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man.
Closet. Listen, in her mind, again, she's another one. They're two stupid, retarded children. This is all they have. She has her cats and her clothes. He has his show and his perceived idea of what it is to be an artist. This is what they have. Nothing else.
She's a cat hoarder at this point.
Empty
Come on.
shell lives. It's just shocking. So anyway, Chris Wilding, of course. See, so now what do you think went on? So did Wolfie and Chris both go to Italy just by happenstance? This just happened to be that they both went to Italy at the same time, which I can hardly believe would be the actual truth. That one went on a cruise and the other went with their mother.
It seems like a hell of a coinkydink.
Right, but it also seems like a shocking coincidence to be.
I don't buy it.
To badmouth how much he's going to hate Italy so much. And well, you'll see. I'm going to play a little bit and then we'll come back. So here's a little bit.
This Italy trip, I got to read you. The fans have written me horror stories. Chris Wilding gave me tape of his Italy trip. It's just I just said,
really?
I don't know what
his trip was a nightmare too. Really?
Yeah.
See, Robin doesn't even believe him. Like, really? Everybody who goes to Italy this year, apparently, word on the street is that it's just going to be the worst trip you ever had in your entire life. Horrible food, horrible hotels.
In his case, I think he only had like one trip.
Who, Howard?
Yeah, it's like we're saying it's the worst trip when it's hard to say that when you don't go anywhere.
Shocking that he still has a passport that is in good standing.
Dude, you can just send a PA down to expedite one of those. It's not that hard.
Oh, that's true. All right, hang on. Let me continue.
He had a good time, but it was like he knows the things I won't like, and he was pointing them out.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. I'm treating Italy like it's jury duty, like it's mandatory to go, and you just go and you do it. That's it.
Well, some people have the opinion of if they have to do something, they're going to try to make it as fun as possible.
Yeah, that's not happening with Howard. And, not only is it going to be content for the next 2 weeks for his show and sadly for us, but when he comes back, it's going to be.
This is like a year's worth of content at least.
Absolutely. This is Ronnie's wedding for 2024.
Pretty much.
Right? That's it. Yes, Jimbo Quinn. Chess, calligraphy, guitar, painting, all poser activities that he failed at and gave up on. Yeah, but don't forget also, I can't wait to let you hear his new guitar piece because you guys are going to die when you hear it. Just die. Yeah. Okay. So then he goes into a story about how Mark, what's his name? Mark McGrath was on
that guy.
Podcast, and he was talking about how he used to listen to Howard back before Howard had them on. And I didn't record all of this, so I'll just give you the clip notes. And he heard that another band was going to be recording Silver Nickels, Golden Dimes, or whatever the hell the name of his stupid song was. But they hadn't sent anything in yet. So they were like, well, screw it. Let's us do a recording of that song and we'll send it in. So he sent it into his agent. And then his agent called him like a couple of months later saying Howard's playing it all the time. He really wants to have you guys in and blah, 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 blah. And that really, and that was back when Howard had, 30 million listeners. and it gave them a whole resurgence and their next and the ability to do a second album. And that's when they did that song, I Just Wanna Fly, that whatever
Put
that's
your arms around my baby. Put your
right.
arms around
So
my baby.
that's what they're talking about here.
Mark McGrath. That made me feel good. I was like, wow, I really didn't realize the effect we had that he got his second album out there because of
This
Psychedelic
is
Tea.
why I say you should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'm starting to believe. I think.
Yeah. Okay. No, he doesn't deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He has done nothing to push music. I think the best two things he's ever done is well, three things. I'll give you three things. I'll give you Chris Cornell doing an a cappella song on the show. I'll give you Foo Fighters doing an a cappella song on the show, and I'll
You mean Dave Grohl?
And I'll give him. I'm just trying to get
When
it.
He did My Hero.
Yes. And then Maroon 5 doing Purple Rain. Those
that's
for him. For him, those three moments are probably like his best moments in the sun in terms of musical acts. I'd love to do a show about his musical acts. I'd like to do a show about how horrible it used to be a musician on that show, because he never let you finish a song. He never shut up during a song. Like, he would talk through every single song. So, and then they never had like a clean recording of it. And he regrets that completely. I'm sure of it.
You want to know what I think is the best musical moment he's ever been on the show? It's when they had Jon Stewart on and they had that song Iris with all those gay guys in sailor suits.
The dance? Hold on.
Yeah, that was the funniest thing ever.
Yes. Hold on.
That was funny. And I give up forever to touch you.
Yeah, it's a classic.
I think Gay Ramone was in that day, wasn't he?
Yes.
I think.
Goo Goo Dolls. Give me a second. I love that clip. I'm going to play a little bit of it. Oh, look how cute. Our thing comes up on it. I guess we must have played it at some point.
Apparently.
Goo Goo Dolls. Dance. Gosh, where is it?
Good question.
That's weird. Okay.
I think Jon Stewart really sold it that day, man. That was just so funny. Yeah, Crackhead Bob Six Van Halen. That's some pretty funny stuff.
In your pants, gentlemen. Ladies and girls from Buffalo dance.
All right, now you guys understand what we're doing here. If you're in the retard, you're in a thong.
Can I pick for him?
Go ahead, pick.
Wow.
Mute it, so we'll get trouble. They can't see it, just so you know.
Oh, it would help if I played.
Yeah, that would help. There you go.
Yes.
I thought you were just cueing it.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah, this was a crazy night.
I want to mute it.
That's I'm trying to hopefully.
Yeah.
Over it.
No. You're doing great.
Point of this whole thing. Look at Jackie, all naked. Howard loved this. He absolutely loved doing this. Yeah, that would be. I don't even know how we segued into this, but
Oh, you're talking about musical moments. That was just a funny one.
that is a good one. Thank you for remembering that for me.
The show used to be kind of good, that's why we're still here.
I guess, right?
It's like this is like the longest eulogy ever.
Yeah, it's horrible. It keeps going. It just never ends. Okay, so then now knowing fully well that
The Loser Club says Casey describing the smell of ass in the room is hilarious.
Okay, so gross.
Okay.
So Wolfie and Chris, all they could do is kind of talk bad about their trips and everything. And then Howard says this, even though I'm pretty sure he's the one who started this.
And maybe I'm going to make a suggestion to my audience and my staff. Maybe it's enough telling me about your your visits to Italy and the horrors that happened, because I'm getting really down about going. And it's like, I've been trying to muster up some kind of fun and inspiration and trying to sort of get into it for the sake of my marriage and keeping everyone happy. And
yeah, not doing that. Yeah, Coach and Autobot, you're 1,000% correct. What we're going to do over the summer this year is we're going to pick out like great classic episodes of Stern and go through them. And I think that is so much more fun. And, we'll put it out there. We'll make a poll and see what people think in terms of what their favorite episodes are. And we will absolutely do that. I think that'll be a really, really fun thing to do. So the trip can be horrible, all about the tendrils. It's going to be horrible. He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to be there. That's it. So then, yeah.
How he can enjoy it. Someone should remind him the whole trip's going to be written off as a business expenditure.
No, it's not. Why would you say that?
Most of it will. He's talking about it right now. And he produces anything, he can.
He's not going to put it out there.
What?
No way. There is no way that is a Sirius funded proposition.
No, but he's his own business entity, isn't he?
Oh, I don't know.
Listen. I'm doing it, saying that tongue in cheek. Come on.
I hate to get into the financial thing because I have no idea what goes on in that world.
Neither do I.
Not at all. So I wouldn't even presume that would be the case. But the guy is worth, $700 million. Of course, he can go on a stupid trip and go private.
He can go right now.
And
come back by Monday.
Howard isn't going to stop until Beth gives him permission not to go to Italy, and I don't agree with that. Music Stream. I think there's a lot on the line with this stupid trip with him and her. So we'll go back to Italy at some point in the very near future. But he started again. I think he did like a solid hour 15 about his parents this morning. It's
lazy radio. That's his go-to.
Everything that has ever happened with his parents. I have 4 clips about him and his parents. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3 clips about him and his parents, but it was like enough already. It's like, who could possibly want to hear this and think that it's making for compelling radio? But most of it was just bitching about his father's money. So let's talk about that.
Fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars later. And my father didn't even give me a thank you.
Talking about how much money he put into renovating his parents' home, buying them cars, moving them into the facility that he wound up putting them into, and how much money this all cost him. And then lo and behold, when he's the executor of the will, he sees that his father has what he says is a shit ton of money. And I don't know what that means in Howard's world. I really don't. And that his father made all these good investments and he had all this money, but why did he use my money and not his own? So I continue.
Like that was the big, I go, Dad, how do you like the house now? It's nice. It's very nice. that was it. Like what?
Nothing about, Howard, that was great of you.
You're a great son.
No. And my father had a ton of money, it turns out. When he died, I was the executor of his estate. I had a boatload of fucking dough this guy was sitting on.
Boatload.
He could have fixed the house.
Oh my God.
Boatload.
I mean, I went into shock. I go, what the fuck? Buying cars. Because, look, I wouldn't have bought them anything, but I know the press. If I didn't fix up their house and buy them cars, there would have been some article. Shock jock, truly shocking with his family. Doesn't help.
You really think the press would have given a rat's ass about whether or not you bought your parents a new car?
Nobody.
There's not a single human being who would have given
a shit
about whether or not you fixed up your parents' house. The reason you fixed up your parents' house is because you were going on 60 Minutes and they were going to go and interview your parents. And
it's all about him.
So you fixed it up because you didn't want their house to look like shit. That's why you did that. That's it. That's why you did it. So then he's talking about how when they did move into that house, there was a safe down in the basement. And he had a big sign on it saying, empty safe, nothing in here and whatever. And then proceeds to tell us how many times his family was robbed.
When my father bought the house, there was a big safe in the basement. A giant safe. The guy he bought it from had a safe. My father goes, what is he doing with a safe? But he wouldn't move the safe out. My father never kept anything in the big safe. but he wouldn't move it out because it would cost too much money to have somebody come in and move the safe.
It would cost too much.
So my father left the safe open because whenever someone came to treat the heat or the oil burner or something, they'd see the safe, and I guess they tip over, hey, this guy's got money. There's a big safe in the basement. So my dad kept the door of it open with a big sign. There's nothing in this safe. Didn't matter.
That's weird.
He still got robbed. He got robbed 5 times, and they wouldn't put in a security.
5 times. 5 times they got robbed. One time at knife point, which he has told that story before, but 5 times, one at knife point while they were in bed. Why would those people get robbed 5 times? 5 times.
Security system. It wouldn't.
And he's saying that they wouldn't put in a security system. If you get robbed 5 times and one of those times is at knife point, odds are you get yourself a little protection. He goes on and on about how much he spent on redoing their home and everything. But how do you not insist on giving them some sort of home protection, even if you're in charge of it, even if they call you and not the police?
Because he's lying.
It's just insanity.
Put in a security system. So I go, Mom, I'm going to put in a security system here. Of course, the hero. I don't want a security system.
Bullshit.
I need air. I need love.
She needs air. So basically what he's saying is she doesn't want a security system because she can't open her windows if they have a security system. I don't know what's going on here. It's just everything sounds like shit. Everything is a lie. Everything is just one horrific, and nobody can refute this. His sister's not going to come on air and say, Howard, you lying sack of shit. I don't remember.
Is she on the payroll?
She is. I don't remember when his parents were in for that big interview that they did, whether or not they talked about the robbery at their home. Because every time Howard would say something about what that had happened in their lives, his mother immediately would say, oh my God, Howard, that's not true. Or you're such a liar or whatever. Restaurant security. That's funny. So yeah, who knows where the truth lie? But let us continue bitching about how much money your parents had.
What? Whoa. Look at that balance sheet. Jeez.
Ben Buffett.
Well, you taught them the day that you insisted on, like they waited you out through 3 robberies or 4 robberies.
4 robberies.
5 robberies.
Yeah.
Before you.
See, so did he not just say 5 robberies?
Yes, he did.
Sure. Okay. I was just making sure that I didn't get that wrong.
And I wanted the alarm system.
3 robberies or 4 robberies.
4 robberies.
Before you put that alarm system in.
And I wanted the alarm
system. If you wait him out, he'll buy you a car. If you wait him out, he'll decorate the house.
Bought him a car a couple of times. Turned out my dad had more money than me.
Really? Your dad had more money than you.
That's hysterical.
See, so here's something that's classic and very typical. So if people who worked back then, even if you did make good stock investments and whatever, the fact that you lived to 94, 95 years old is a wonder. And that you have enough money to get to the end of the day is a huge achievement. Seriously, especially when you die.
That's a hell of a budget, man.
If you die at 7,
people don't make it that far.
When you die, 25 years later, and to be able to retire and have money. So I can't imagine how much money Ben could have possibly have had.
Especially, didn't he retire like when he was 50 or something like that?
Yes.
So it's not like he was my
father,
you work for the mob or something.
My father retired very young as well, but he had a city job, and you worked 20 years or 25 years, whatever it was, you were able to retire, and he did. And basically lived on his, what's it called when you get money, pension, and his Social Security, and it was fine. Didn't have Howard Stern type of money and didn't ever invest in anything, but had enough to get to the end of the day. He lived longer than he worked at the Transit Authority. So, when you can beat the odds that way,
that's a good deal, man.
you get the bonus, I guess. But Jesus, who would complain about you should be happy that your father actually died with some money. And the fact that I can't even imagine that he wouldn't leave that money to, Howard's kids and not Howard.
Well, you know what?
Need it.
Good thing you mentioned that, because I've been thinking about it. Like the father, they're his show fodder, and then Beth is slowly turning into that person for him. The biggest sponge that at least we can see is the first daughter, who visibly has no source of income, does nothing but play guitar all day. I bet in the divorce there is a clause where he can't talk about the kids on the show anymore like that.
Well, he doesn't talk about the kids on the show.
No, I don't think it's. I don't think he would do it. I don't think he would do it willingly. I guarantee you that there's something where he can't shit talk his daughter.
Yeah, I'm sure that's I'm positive you're right. But you know what? Emily's become the daughter that you kind of feel bad for.
You're kidding.
No, she's like of the girls. She's like the spinster cat lady, She has like this weird life where she has like embraced almost to a cultish point her religion.
Cultish.
Right?
Absolutely.
All she does is like, this weird kind of beatific kind of music where she has this look that she's on perpetual lithium, and this look of love for her religion and her cause. We've never seen her with a guy. She's
yeah. Then there's that, but
in her 40s, so she'll probably never have children, and she doesn't have.
Yeah, but who's
the other girls have? And she's the firstborn. So firstborns a lot of times.
Well, here's the thing. Well, don't a lot of people have to choose between having a career or having kids? She's like not like she's exactly like trying to break the glass ceiling, or anything. She, it's like what does she do? She strums on a guitar poorly.
Yeah, and sings horrible songs. Yeah, Coach Gunkers, at what point, if Howard was your brother, millions or not, would you tell him to stop bashing your parents? They all know where they're buttered.
Yeah, but you know what? The sister, who's a photographer, she had got a boatload of work from
North
Shore Animal League, and I got a feeling that's she isn't exactly Ansel Adams selling, like a.
Yeah, and she's also in her mid to late 70s. She's probably not doing shit anymore either.
Of course she is. Well, did she ever?
I don't know. I don't know what I don't know about Ellen. I have no idea.
I don't know either. Hey, listen, we're not a
whatever. I mean,
we're not doing an A&E biography here. We're just speculating.
I would love to do a Howard Stern documentary. I seriously would. I think that would be so much fun.
Yeah, you think so?
I do. I just
don't we suffer enough?
I'm inherently lazy, though. There's no part of me that wants to have to pull things together and get it done. No, she's not a cantor, John Doe. She's actually a rabbi. Or she's
what's the difference? Just out of curiosity.
So a cantor is one who sings at a Jewish ceremony, and
okay.
And to be a rabbi in the Jewish religion, I think she's in like a sect of Judaism that allows women to be rabbis, because most of them do not allow it. So
I did not know that.
Not necessarily sure where she lay. In that whole spectrum of things. I'd like to do a deep dive into Emily too. I think she's very curious. I mean, I don't really care, actually. That's a lot.
I'm curious.
Sorry, never mind. I don't care. So
right.
First, let's go back to Italy. Naturally, Chris has tapes of Italy as well. And I don't believe them to be tapes of Italy from Chris. Everybody knows. Wait, hold on. There was something I wanted to read to you guys from K Tate today, which I thought was actually. Why is he talking about his dad again? We've heard this. So K Tate said today, you can say that about everything he talks about. He does zero prep, provides zero creative contribution as his radio skills atrophy away. It must be maddening to Marcy and Bowie thinking of ways to just keep Howard talking into the mic. So they just choose from the ever-dwindling pile of stories Grandpa Howard can talk about from memory and show him fake metrics and how they are fan favorites and they demanded by them.
You
Like,
think they show him fake?
I
I don't think they. I don't
Marcy,
think he cares.
let me finish. Marcy is Colonel Tom and Howard is Fat Elvis, being pushed out onto the stage, embarrassing himself so Colonel Tom can keep getting checks. I love that. I just love that analogy. I really, really do. You are 1,000% right, K-Tate. K-Tate always comes in with like some kind of thing that just, you read it and you're like, huh, yeah, that actually makes sense. Yeah, and then just sticking with his dad for one more quick second. I tend to never really go to Reddit, but the show's been so bad, so I kind of come here just to see what goes on with what they think. And pretty much everybody's in the same space. Howard's dad paid his tuition to BU, one of the most expensive schools in the country, bought him a car, paid for his gas. But Howard continues to bash his dad every day. Most kids in America would love to have a dad like this. And that is true. Because Howard always had a safety net. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He went to Detroit. He came back to the East Coast. He had a job like one other place that was a little bit far away from his house. And then every other job he ever had was within 35 miles from his home. It's always been a mama's boy, homebody person. I mean, you can always see the writing on the wall. This is always who he is. Howard was born on third base. His dad got him a job in the radio industry, paid for his college at a private university, paid for his car and gas. But according to him, his childhood and dad were horrible. Yeah, well, this is what we get. Did we believe this back in the day, though? Or was it this bad back in the day? Was it this bad?
Well, you know what? The show is funny enough where you really didn't have that thought process.
And he also didn't go into it quite as much.
And now, the show sucks and you have millions of hours to comb through. It's not that hard to find.
Yeah, and we have lots of time to kill. So it's kind of it's been horrible, honestly, you guys. So, of course, naturally, Chris Wilding has a tape. And I refuse to believe that this is true. And somebody on our listening thread today, hold on, I just want to pull it up really quickly, which is easy to do because I swear to you, there were days where we used to have 20, 30 pages of Howard Stern chat. And I think today we were at 4 pages. We are in a bizarre space,
bro,
when this is what we have. All right, so
squeezing rocks at this point.
I'm going to play you the tape that is allegedly Chris's from his trip. Before I do that, I wanted to read to you what Harry Vayner said on our website. Bells from 6 a.m. The church bell rings the number of times for the hour. Everybody knows this who has ever grown up near or close by to a church. At the quarter hour, a small bell rings once. In a town, a death is announced, a deep bell is rung. If a marriage or birth, a chime of light bells is announced. At noon, a longish ringing of the bells. After 9 p.m., one big bell ring on the top of each hour. I love it when I'm in Europe. It's not every church either, only the main ones in a city. And, for obvious reasons, we didn't have electricity. They didn't really have clocks. Everybody told their time by when the church bell rang. And everybody knows this. So here's Chris Wilding's take on what the bells sounded like in Italy, which is all bullshit, obviously.
His Italy trip, which were a nightmare. I'm telling you, I was like panicked. Today, Chris somehow found tape from Italy.
Somehow found tape.
Chris is claiming he found even worse church bell sounds than Wolfie.
Claiming.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, they're on par. I don't know if they're worse, but they're
more aggressive.
Bad. Yeah. Here's tape from Chris Wilding's phone.
Don't believe him.
While he was just recently in Italy. What time of day is this? Do you know?
That's the thing. It wasn't like it was noon. It was like 2 p.m.
Right. 2 p.m. when I'll be napping. Great time. Did you say great time, Robin? Like, is there a reason the bells are going off? Is there a particular reason?
That's the thing. There appears to be no discernible reason. It's like, hey, we're in Italy and we love God and let's fucking ring until he hears it.
Wrong and a lie. and I don't believe that was yours, and I don't believe
That
that
sounds like sound effects from YouTube.
It's just amazing to me that Chris Wilding went to Italy. There's no pictures on his Instagram or his Twitter. There's nothing on Wolfie's Instagram or Twitter. Clearly, they were saving it for now.
And it's perfectly isolated bells. No room tone, no traffic, no wind noise. It's just perfectly ISO. Yes, that's amazing.
Sure. He was able to find that. But what Harry Vayner said is absolutely correct. They would ring it. And, how many of us have been in Europe, especially, who has the best is like in Germany, where you're in like Munich or
not this.
And they have the little people that go around like a little cuckoo clock, and there'll be like little mechanical people that play a song, and
it's very Bavarian.
Everybody gathers at the square because it's a wonderful thing that they do. And the fact that all you can think about is the fact that you need to nap at 2:00 in the afternoon. Therefore, can you imagine having to nap? I mean, it's just the very thought of it actually shocks me. I mean, I can understand if maybe you have like a 9:00 dinner reservation and you've walked all day, you've traversed the entirety of a town, because I'm a psycho that way. And you have to have like nap time, at some point before you go out to dinner. I get it. But the fact that that's what he relies on, and he won't walk anywhere. He'll do nothing. He'll get a car service to take him to whatever place they're going to. There'll be no walking around for him. None.
I can't wait to see him on the back of a Vespa.
Never happened. Never happened.
That's it. That's your Uber.
Yeah. Never
Get
on. Senor, up on. Yeah, so I don't see that happening at all. Yeah, while the rest of the world is having fun, he naps. This is absolutely true.
That's who he is.
I'm going to move on just a snurch. He wants us all to know that he's trying to learn how to play She Sells Sanctuary. This is apparently he's up to in his guitar lesson. I want to play that opening riff for you, so that you can hear what it is he's trying to play. And I'm just going to play the opening, so just give it a second. So that's his dream. His dream is to be able to play that. So he's been working really hard at this, and here you go.
I don't really know how to, you know what it is? I got arms on the chair, and you can't play a guitar with arms on the chair. Did you realize that? You just can't.
Uh-oh. Now we've got the arms on the chair problem.
Yeah, we got to get rid of the arms on the chair. But,
we laugh, but I also got rid of arms on my chair.
Uh-oh. When do the chess lessons begin, Mo?
Well, you know what it is? My other chair that I used to have here was so squeaky. It was just so horrible. And because my
Thank you, Drew.
Thanks, Drew. Let's you can click on that if you want to show what he's saying. And the arms never went underneath the chair, so it was really, really hard. And I don't know how many of you are on TikTok almost obsessively like I am. And there's this chair called the crisscross chair, where you literally, it's huge. I mean, the chair width is like this wide. So you can put your legs up, you can cross them. There's no noise when I zig and zag around. And I bought a pillow for it for the back, which I'm waiting for because it's getting delivered. I showed it to Xavier. It's hysterical. I can't wait for you guys to see it.
Oh, it's pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing. Drew Show, thank you so much. I see Beth Moore, a ghost whisperer, like Jennifer Love Hewitt's, then a medium like Patricia Arquette. What say you going first? When will Ben yell to her? Oh my God, really? She'll just see like some weird glass eyeball just like roll across the sidewalk in front of her. She's gone to psychics. She's that chick. She is. I know we're digressing, so let's come back to that. However, let's hear Howard play She Sells Sanctuary.
I love that band, The Cult.
Yes.
And they have that song, She Sells Sanctuary, and it goes, again, it starts out like, what's that noise?
It's you idiot.
I don't
Guys,
know.
the guitar's not plugged in. You're ruining my music. You want me to plug it in? No. I could plug this thing in, but it would take me an hour.
He's horrible.
But anyway, you know the riff. It goes something like, it starts out. Hold on. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Could you play me the song?
That kind of thing. But like, I don't know how these guys get so fluent in it. Like, they're so fast.
They're not 70.
I don't know how people play guitar. I just don't know how they do it. I don't know how they're so fluid. I don't know how they do it. I just don't know. But wait, it gets better because this is what his teacher said.
But, sometimes I think I'm getting pretty good. And even my teacher said, I'm like a year ahead of anybody who's been playing for 4 months. But
4 months. Can we stop that for a second?
Ahead.
4 months.
Who's been playing for 4 months. He's a year ahead. Yes, I could play that. You know what? I'm really going to torture myself to play better. I want to do that. I want to do that for you guys because I want to be able to play. I have taken countless lessons. My problem is that I never keep it up and I don't practice. And I know that, but I could play if I wanted to. And
Really, Mel? Are we doing this? Are we really doing this?
What? Over the summer break.
Yes, you show him, girl.
Over the summer break.
You're better than Stern. You're better than Stern. Yes.
Over the summer break, especially now that I have no arms on my chair. Sure, why not?
Yeah, sure. There you go.
I'm still laughing at you saying, are we doing this?
I would say the pressure's getting to Mo, but what pressure?
You know what? There is no pressure. I have no pressure. I lead a pressure-free life. It's just this is okay.
I don't know. And also I have this other thing. I get very nervous when I play in front of people. Like when I'm sitting in my room by myself,
sure,
I'm not too bad.
Sure.
And like if you asked me to play something in front of you, I would just totally flip.
Sure. Yeah, so I think, let me see, what's my last clip? Hang on a second. So interestingly enough, they talked about the baby wipes that he uses, which are from the Honest Company. And wouldn't you know that Jessica Alba, of all people in the whole of the world, of all people, was at Sirius yesterday.
Go Winky Dink.
What a shocking coincidence that is. So Gary chooses to interview her. And I'm playing a little bit of it for you, but just based on this interview, I think Jessica Alba just got really, really, really lucky with investing into a company that wound up doing so well. Call me crazy. There's Gary, the idiot, asking her questions. And basically what she does is just repeats the question and then laughs. So let me play this for you. It's really my last clip. I don't even have end of show. So let me play this for you.
That's one sexy gal. Here's Gary's exclusive interview with Jessica Alba.
Do you get a lot of compliments on Honest Wives from adults?
I oddly get a lot of compliments from Honest Wives from adults.
So adults use them?
They really do. I mean, my husband really likes our wives. I think it's a man. It's a man preference because they're like really big and they're really sturdy.
When you came up with these wipes for babies, did you ever imagine that an adult like Howard Stern would love them as well?
I didn't know an adult like Howard would love them. I, in fact, did.
Would it be great if she said, it's funny, when I invented them, I thought Howard Stern might like to poke his asshole with these.
Didn't really think
he
that.
was my inspiration.
Yeah, actually, I did think of that.
Grown men would like them now.
So I don't know if you heard this morning, but Howard was going on and on and on about them, and he didn't know they were yours, and then he found out what they were. So how do you feel?
I don't know if you heard it. No.
About Howard endorsing your wife?
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Holy shit.
Well, let me show you, because as it turns out, the only thing that's on the Howard Stern Sirius XM Twitter.
Oh, hey guys, welcome to the Mr. Whiskers show. Hello, it's Mr. Whiskers.
I fell
Hello,
out.
Mr. Whiskers. It's Mr. Whiskers show. It's Mr. Whiskers show. Hello, 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 hello. Caller, you're on the air. Oh shit.
I fell out. I'm so sorry. Here we go.
Ah, damn it.
It's just so weird that my last clip would be the one clip that he's put up from today's show.
Today I was talking about baby wipes, honest baby wipes. I'm using them because I don't have my total toilet. I'm completely upset. The founder of Honest Wipes is Jessica Alba, the actress. I didn't know that. This is by coincidence. She was up at Sirius XM yesterday, so Gary
Oh, I
quickly
second
called her and
shit.
asked her about
Oh,
No,
about
just
baby wipes
watch.
and
Just
let her
watch
know
this.
that I'm a big fan of the baby wipes.
wow.
So I don't know if you heard this morning, but
And how come he has to do it in portrait mode? Like seriously. They have all the
Not a bunch of lines.
3 mics to interview Jessica Alba, and they put it in portrait mode.
Howard was going on and on and on about them, and he didn't know they were yours, and then he found out what they
Really?
were. So how do you feel about Howard endorsing your wipes?
Oh my God, that's amazing. That's awesome. Well, I think they're the best out there, and clearly his tushy does too.
And last thing is any message for Howard you'd like to say to him?
I'm just really happy you're clean.
Yeah, me too.
She's got nothing to say.
Yeah, when I invented these,
She's got nothing to say. She's good. Absolutely.
You know, when Gary walks up there, if he didn't have that mic, she would have maced him.
Absolutely. You're right. Let's leave Jessica alone. She's Mexican Mary Tyler Moore with a touch of Martha Stewart. Beautiful woman, good looking husband. Good. Yeah, no kidding. So listen, she tapped into something amazing. You know, she was able to not have to show her body and work for like some disgusting directors in Hollywood and make money at it. You know, she has a net worth of over $100 million now because of that. So it's kind of crazy. And by the way, don't even think for a second I'm going to forget your song, your Mr. Whisker song that you just sang whilst I was out. Ida, thank you so much. I say what you say, Mo. I have a Martin guitar, but I haven't played in years, and I vow to take some YouTube classes. Let's do it together, Ida. I'll do it with you. I'll Zoom with you. I'll Zoom with you and do it. Yeah. I have my Alvarez here. Yeah, she's a total smoke show. She's gorgeous. She's a beautiful girl, and he would never have her on the show, and he doesn't care. So I was actually
People that I know that have worked with her say she's a gigantic sea monkey.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Tell me why. Tell me why.
I'll tell you off air.
All right, let me look on the Howard Stern website and see if he has Tiffany Haddish.
But I think it has something to do with people who've been kissing her ass since she was probably like 15.
Probably 12, probably younger.
Yeah.
You know that. I mean,
probably.
Yeah. And
her first movie was Idle Hands, right? I think.
No, Tiffany Haddish. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay, just so you know, yeah. So even though I was going to play something from Tiffany Haddish, it's not there. So let me see. Let me just see. No, Lenny Kravitz, Andy. No, nothing. All right, that's it. That's all we got from that. A couple things in the news before we get out of here, and I will click onto those. So let's just look at the Sirius stock for today. And yeah, it's holding steady. Dropped 0.77% today, and it's closing at $2.57. There was also something in the news from Canada that somebody sent to me. So thank you so much for forwarding that to me. Competition Bureau says SiriusXM Canada agrees to pay $3.3 million penalty. And apparently they have this tiered, they don't like the tiered subscription plan pricing that they do in Canada. So they're penalizing them and $30,000 for the cost of the Bureau's investigation.
Wait,
yeah.
What happened to the lawsuit about how people were suing because you couldn't cancel? Wasn't there like a New York attorney thing going on that?
That's a good question. I don't really know if anybody in the
that was like what, 6 months ago?
If anybody in the chat knows what he's talking about, by all means, give us.
Well, I mean, basically, it was an investigation / lawsuit into the fact that they had dubious business practices and that they made it all but impossible for people to cancel.
Benjamin, you're just not funny. Okay, you're just not. Remember when Jerry got shot? You know,
too soon.
Too soon is right. Too soon. Thanks, aloha, everyone. Wiggy's movie was a phony tribute. Yes, of course it was, silly Billy. Of course it was.
Since we're kind of done, we're just talking about, well, Jared obviously it kind of sucks what happened. We're almost at a year now where Gary Puppet passed away.
Yeah, kind of weird too.
See, to me, it's hard to believe that dude's no longer with us, man.
I know.
Yeah, he filled so much of a void in my life for a while. He really did.
He's a troll's troll. He's that guy. I do want to talk about Beefus really quickly. And
can we?
Yeah, sure. So let's talk about cats for a second. Let me see if I can start it somewhere, so at least I have the so I can update you guys more effectively.
Or Morgan Freeman.
So what happened to Morgan Freeman now?
It's a joke Benjamin is running with.
Okay, check this out. Now, I'm not really sure who knows anything about cats in this whole space that we're in right now, but apparently
Cats a musical.
Apparently,
yes, Rum Tum Tiger.
Persians are really expensive, right? So
really
expensive.
They're kind of like the French bulldogs of the cat kingdom.
But they constantly seem to fall into Beth Stern's lap. So here, which is a bizarre picture of a cat sitting on a car outside. Florida friends, look who just came into my program, only 7 months old. Persian boy discarded by his breeder because there were new kittens born and ready to be sold. And he was, quote, too big already and not sellable. Not saleable, but not sellable.
What an ass.
Not sellable.
And then are you going to go to today's?
Please hold. Please hold.
We'll hold.
Oh my God, what's wrong with people? Such an angel, such a sweet boy, blah, 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 blah. So you're trying to tell us that.
You don't know that. He could be the Hitler of cats.
So what did they do? What, the breeder just, bring him over to the euthanization center?
Chuck him.
Here. Or did he throw him out and somebody found him on top of a dirty parked car in the middle of Florida? Is that how this works exactly? I don't know. Okay, so that's post number 1. Let us continue with
today.
So hey, I'm not ready for you to do this yet. I'm just. Oh my goodness, you jumped the gun. Billy the Persian is now safe with us. He's in Florida and will be neutered this weekend. Look how happy he is to know that his little baby fuzzy lumpkin cat balls are going to be taken off this weekend. He's only 7 months old. Poor guy, discarded without thought. I don't know how people don't know what's going on with, breeders, Melly B, breeders, not brewers. Thankfully, he's with you now. Not really, because she's not in Florida, but okay. Who's this cat? Ewok is another young Persian, less than 1 year old, who's in Florida looking for a home. He's amazing with kids and dogs. Family member very allergic. So they can't. Oh, Ewok looks overbred. Ewok sadly looks.
That cat's seen some shit.
You know the way sometimes people have babies, right? And you can't say that it's not a beautiful baby, but you have to say something nice, whatever. But the kid is born and it's got like those raccoon eyes, and they're really like skinny and
it's like
skin.
You ever seen those teacup Pomeranians? They're just like super overbred.
This is an overbred.
Yeah, that dog knew that dog before that dog knew that dog. This cat's the same thing.
This is you're so right about being the bulldog of cats. This is what you get. This is what you get. So yes, and we have Ewok. I didn't realize we had Ewok. Sorry. Yep, another 7-month-old Persian with my program. Their breeder didn't want 7-month-olds anymore since the female just had a litter of kittens. I want to scream. The way she screams.
This is such horse crap.
Why, Ralph? Why? Why do you leave these Persians with me? Why? Just so many. Such bundles of joy. That's
like finding $100 bills to work every day.
Yeah.
On the sidewalk.
What's this?
Oh, what a coincidence.
One more Florida Persian discarded from their breeder because they're too old. only 7 months old.
This is
Look at this
complete horseshit.
calico girl. Stop breeding cats. There's enough out there. Stop it.
Do you realize how stupid that is?
Oh, I got it.
It's like we were talking earlier. It's like a used car dealer saying, "Oh, you know what? These 2022 cars, they're too old.
2022 BMWs.
Throw them away.
5 miles on them.
These cats are worth a fortune." And a breeder whose purpose in life is to make money is gonna just toss them away.
Of
Put them
course
on
not.
Craigslist.
Put 'em on
Be
sale.
gone in a day.
Bargain. $600 instead of
Oh my! You put that cat up for $600 on Craigslist.
gone.
That cat won't last a day.
Gone. Listen to this comment. I love this one. With love, Ruby and Ruben, of course. I'm going to keep my scathing comments to myself about this. I have choice words not suitable for public consumption. If I had my druthers, I'd drive to FLA to collect this precious babe. Guess animal welfare and safety is not on these breeders' agenda. Just
First of all,
for shame, shame.
look at these cats. They're all very well nourished.
Yeah.
Their hair's not matted.
No,
They've been taken care of.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
They're
It's
clean.
ridiculous. You know what? If it really was some shady breeder, instead of throwing them away, you know what he does? They would do this: stick them in a cage and breed the fuck out of them.
Exactly.
Sorry, excuse my
Or they would look like Ewok. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It would look
It's
like
so.
poor
But
Ewok.
it's like when the cat got thrown out of the 3-story building. All these ridiculous scenarios where it's always she has to paint herself as a rescuer.
So many versions. My God. She'd be the same one that if she did dogs, it would all be bulldogs. Like,
Yeah.
this one threw away a bulldog and
It's like a crack dealer saying, "You know what? This crack is 2 days old.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw it away."
right away. Don't blow it up your nose.
Yeah.
So aloha, everyone wants to know about what's going on with Bort, with Brent Hatley. I don't know what's going on with Brent. I've not reached out to him in the longest time. I probably should, just to see what's going on. I know that his wife rode the giant penis. I don't know if anybody saw that, but
Oh God,
it was quite the interesting thing.
that's the second smallest penis she had that week.
Oh my God. I'm like a cat with a shiny toy. I can't believe that I need to digress from what we were just doing. But we were done with Beth anyway. So we can end on this happy Brent Caitlin note, if you will. Oh my God. No. First, sorry. Did anybody see what Lenny Dykstra wrote? So Lenny needs our help, everybody. Nails here. I suffered a stroke and need baseball enthusiasts to volunteer to drive me from Scranton. Oh my God, I wonder if he's anywhere near me, to events in Philly and New York City on weekends, or another way around, drive me back home. You can volunteer a few hours to a few days. In exchange, you can attend the events with me. Additionally, if someone can sponsor me a place to stay short term, a few days or weeks in Philly or New York City, that would be great. In exchange, you get to hang out with Nails. Perfect cut. Get my autographs before I die. With party material, even better. Joking. Please text my assistant. Can you even imagine? So it's 2.5 hours from Scranton to New York.
Should we call that number now?
Do you want to?
It could go horribly wrong.
Yeah.
They have one of those spoof numbers.
I know.
Damn it, where's Gary Puppet? He could help me with this.
But think about this. So I would like you to drive me 5 hours round trip, and give me a free place to stay. And in return, you'll get my autograph. Is basically what's going on here. And if you have blow, by the way, I'd like you even more. This is what he's saying in this.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Well,
anyone out there wants to volunteer, and somebody had the best thing. They said, oh my God, what kind of gold would it be if Stuttering John volunteered to do this for him and filmed like the entirety of it? It would be absolute genius. It would be genius. And yeah, I mean, if somebody could do this, it would absolutely be comedy gold. Drew show, the cat lady in retrospect. Even Stern has to conclude it would have been easier to just get Beth pregnant. She could have had a surrogate kid. Yeah. Yeah, but no. Yeah, but no. So yeah, let's end on a high note. And I do mean that. Let me just find the clip for you guys because why not? Give me 1 second. Oh, let's look at Kathy Griffin really quickly, who's absolutely freakishly and shockingly horrific looking. Please hold. Let's take a look at this. What is that? What is going on here? What is going on with her
She
hair?
looks like something from Lord of the Rings.
No, seriously, she looks like yeah. Holy shit. Holy shit, by the way. Wow. Okay. Sorry. Digressed again. Let us
I think that's an insult to Carrot Top at this point, Dorian.
Holy mother of God. Let me see. It might be on page 2. Let me see. Where is Caitlin? Oh, God damn it. Can you just talk for a second?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Mr. Whiskers Show. You're on the air.
God. Okay, stop. Enough of that. All right, here, I found it. All right, ready? Ready? Just in case you were wondering. Okay, can you end the show with an Emily clip and add Gilbert singing his Jewish song? Oh, yeah, hold on. Let me just pull that out of my asshole at 9:22 and be able to do that for you. Pretty sure I could pull it together. Just not sure how right this second. But you need to see this first. Okay, so here we go. That's a shame.
Okay.
That's a shame. That's a shame. But yeah, that's what Caitlin's doing these days. I can't even imagine where she is, that there's a giant dildo ride to be had.
Chimneyville?
Singing in Jewish. Let's see. Let us see. Can't really pull this together, can I? Let me see. All right, I'm going to try for you. Emily Stern. Let's see. Emily Stern, YouTube. Emily Stern. Where is she? Yeah, this is Emily Stern. I do this for you. My friends. Okay, hang on. Let's get there. Just give me a second. I'm going to pull it all together for you, my friends. Let's say Jewish Howard Stern. Okay.
Just doing Hebrew the other day, and we took an old tape of Gilbert Gottfried doing his rabbi routine.
Oh, boy.
And we called it a religious show. And I think it worked out great. I was laughing. This is one of those real, like, internet shows you can't even figure out. Could anyone possibly be listening beside us? Like, it's a bunch of...
Yeah, I don't get it.
People.
Now going into the pray that you... All right.
The straight shirt sucks.
The past,
We haven't put them on.
believe, think and take.
Here's the...
See,
Baruch haolam, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu lichol ha'amin, v'natan lanu et noten ha'torah. Amen.
In my heart, what I
I
heard,
can't get that.
what we're heading,
I'll
Right.
start
Good try.
me.
I tried.
over. What? Hey, So I'm not really sure about that. Just keep trying. But anyway, Donna, are you there?
I can't. I tried. Okay. Sorry. I tried. Yeah, so that's it. Zuzazoo. It's 9:30. We are done
Quite
with
the week, wasn't it?
quite the week of nothingness. This was an absolute 0.0 week for us. Don't forget, we have Jelly Roll next week. Dennis had a great thought that he was going to end on Jelly Roll next week and be on vacation for the summer plus 2 weeks. So could be. We don't know. And it is almost time for summer break. Yes, my friends. I'm going to run some polls on YouTube to ask you what your favorite old Howard Stern shows are. And maybe that's what we'll do. We'll do some reviews of that. We'll probably go down to like one show a week unless something amazing happens. And then we'll do a live show and come on and talk about stuff.
Do you think Ray's going to make it through the summer?
I don't know.
Well, I know we don't know, but I mean, it seems like it's here.
Thank you, Loser Club. I appreciate that. I'll try better next time. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, DJ's Classic Garage is going to be driving cross country. I really want to talk about that because Xavier and I were talking to him about it and we were showing him the map. And I'm like, well, are you going to go through Texas? He's like, no, I don't want to get shot. We're like, well, are you going to go through New Orleans? He's like, no, my car will get robbed. It's like, well, you're going to go through Memphis? He's like, no, I don't trust that.
He would love New Orleans.
He would.
It's a city based on booze.
Yeah,
daiquiris and hand grenades, for frick's sake.
Yeah, but it's mostly shit booze, though. It's like
You never had a hand grenade, bro?
No.
It's literally hand grenade is basically someone decided all the almost empty bottles at the end of the night. Let's put them on one drink.
I would never do that. That's not much.
It is. It's actually quite spectacular.
That is akin to when you go to an all-inclusive hotel, like in the Caribbean somewhere, and you get like the house Mai Tai or the house whatever.
The Caribbean, it's rum. It's always
gut
rum.
Rot. It's gut rot shit is what it is. It's just disgusting mix of way too much alcohol, which you're going to vomit at the end of the night or pass out on a friggin' lounge chair and be burnt to a crisp by the time.
Some of the worst decisions in my life were made after drinking in New Orleans.
Wow. That's a shame. I'm sorry for you. All right, my friends. So that's it. That's all I got. Oh, except this chair doesn't push. Okay. All right. That's all I got for today. We will be back next week, Monday. And again, if anybody knows how to do anything in the animation world, please get in contact with me at RadioGunk@gmail.com. I really
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo. So, and again, rest in peace, Jared. We'll play like a little best of Jared next week, maybe Friday before we end for the week. When he first came on, which was probably one of the funniest Gunk episodes we have ever done. So yeah, guys, thanks, Sue M. This is Skims. Actually, I got it. I don't know, last year, and I just pulled it out of my drawer. But it's really soft and comfortable, and it's just a t-shirt. That's it. It's just a little t-shirt. That's all I got.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Okay, so don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the little yellow, the little bell thingamajiggy, so you know when we're gonna have another show. And everybody have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.